Hello everyone, and welcome to a new video. Uh, in this video we will show how an attacker could use a legitimate program on Linux in order to trigger malicious activity or even create a backdoor. We specifically will talk about Vim and how it's possible to use it to call or trigger a reverse shell to the attacker machine. But before we delve into the topic, let's introduce the lab setup. As you can see here, we have two machines, the attacker machine, which is running Kali Linux, and the target machine, which is running Ubuntu. And I have the IP addresses for both machines. So if on the attacker machine, when I tap ifconfig, you would see here, okay, this is the IP address of the attacker, and when I do the same ifconfig, this is the IP address of the target. You may notice that both the attacker and the target are on the same network, so that means I can ping the target machine. This is for simplicity reason, both the attacker and the target on the same machine. Now let's introduce our topic. Like Vim needs no introduction. It is well known and widely used command line text editor. Usually it can be installed on most Linux operating system. There are two features I want to focus on this video. The first one, Vim allows to execute a shell command within the Vim environment. All we need to do is to precede any shell command with a colon and an exclamation mark. Let's take an example. Let's start Vim environment. So for example here, I want to use the echo command. So colon, then exclamation mark, echo, and user ID. So you see, once I hit enter, the user ID is printed on the screen. If I want to, for example, another command, colon, exclamation mark, and echo, let's take, in this case, the user. Again, once I hit enter, you will see the user name is printed on the screen. This has happened because Vim has access to the shell environments variable. So this is the first feature. Let's quit. The second one is the Vim configuration file. Actually, user-specific Vim configuration settings are stored in the user home directory within a file called VMRC. Here on the target machine, currently I don't have it, but we will create it. Because this configuration, which is stored within the VMRC, are automatically loaded when Vim starts. This is interesting because it presents kind of opportunity for an attackers, because by manipulating the VMRC file, one can execute unintended action during a user session without the user knowledge or even permission, especially if Vim operate within an unrestricted environment. So the idea here in this video is to inject command into the VMRC file, and once the current user start Vim here on the target machine, these commands are executed in the background. And if we think one particularly interesting command is the source command, because it allows us to execute a command from a script file we prepare, and this script will be executed within the Vim environment. So supposedly now an attacker has access now to the target machine, and the attacker wants to establish a backdoor by creating a netcat reversal to connect back to the attacker machine. So from here to here, what we need to do. So first, on the attacker machine, let's create the VMRC file. There are multiple ways to create it. I will do the following: echo, then silent, exclamation mark, source, and labs reverse shell vim and netcat reverse shell sh ampersand, and then I will point that to VMRC. So now you will see that I have this file here, cat VMRC. This is the content of the file. So let's analyze this command first. The silent, it suppresses any debug output that would typically be displayed to the user when they start the Vim, or if any error happens. As I mentioned, source this is a shell command, and that's the reason why it's preceded by exclamation mark. And this command will load the scripts in netcat reverse shell script I already prepared in this directory. We will talk about that in a minute. And at the end, I have the ampersand, so that's mean everything will run in the background. So, okay, now we created the VMRC file. Let's have a look on our script, which contain our payload. So cat, you see it's a very simple script. It invokes the netcat command with the -e switch to specify the program bin shell, which will be executed upon connection establishment, and then after that I have the attacker machine IP, and then a random port. I chose the 7777 port number, and again at the end everything will be executed in the background. One other thing I mentioned, you should make this script executable, so change mode X and netcat. Actually I need the false, so that will make the script executable. Okay, let's give it a shot. Before we start, let's netcat. So now we are in the here, so let's netcat -lnvp and 1 2 3 4 7. So our netcat listener is ready on the attacker machine. Now let's start a Vim session on the target machine. So once I hit enter, you notice here that I got the shell on the attacker machine. So tab ID, and you see this is the current user. So you notice that the shell we received has the privilege of the user who is executing the Vim command. Okay, let's see what would happen if the user executed with the super user do. So super user do, and then vim command, and let's type the password. Okay, we got a reverse shell. If I type ID, so here I got as a root shell. Actually, this is like only half of the story. Usually you will you get root shell. That's depend on the Linux distribution. For example, in Ubuntu and Red Hat, Vim uses the current user VMRC configuration file even within the sudo context. But this is not the same for other distribution. For example, like Debian, Vim default to the root user configuration, so you will not get a root shell. But here, because we are using Ubuntu, so as you can see now we have the attacker has a reverse shell with the root access on the victim machine. I hope you enjoyed and learned something from this video. As usual, happy learning, and I see you in next video. Bye bye.